Today on Sugar Spun Run, we'll be making pumpkin pie cheesecake dessert shooters. Hey Sugar Spun Bakers, Sam here, and today I am sharing another carefully tested and researched recipe that I think you are going to love. This pumpkin-y festive recipe is great for making with the kids. They're so cute and fun sized, and yours are going to come out just like the pictures. So let's go ahead and get started. Now for today's recipe, we are going to be making our own whipped cream, which is going to be in the filling and it's going to be on top. I will leave notes in the recipe so you can use Cool Whip or store-bought whipped cream instead. You are going to need a large mixing bowl. I'm using a metal one that's been chilled just because this is going to help our cream whip a little bit better. Now to make our homemade whipped cream, we're going to be combining 3 cups of heavy cream with 1 cup of powdered sugar. We're also going to add 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. Now you are definitely going to want to use an electric mixer at this point, and we're going to beat this cream until it's thick and fluffy and it resembles store-bought whipped cream. All right, take a look at this. It's totally thick and fluffy. It's not runny or whippy at all. This is exactly how you want it to look. Now we want to divide this in half. So pour half of this into a separate bowl, and you can either measure it or you can just eyeball it. Set your whipped cream aside. I actually recommend you place it in the refrigerator for the time being. And let's go ahead and make our crust. I'm using a food processor to make the job really easy, and I'll be combining 15 Gingersnap cookies, and I'll just pulse this until I have nice fine cookie crumbs. Now once these are nice and fine, as you can see here, we're going to add some melted butter. That way the cookie crumbs cling together and you have a nice crust. We're going to add 2 tablespoons of melted butter, and then just pulse until everything's completely combined. You should have a nice sandy mixture. Now you're going to need 30 plastic or not plastic shot glasses. Now I love using these little 2-ounce disposable shot glasses, and I will link in the description to the exact ones I use in case you want to get those too. We'll set these out. Now grab a rounded teaspoon, and we are going to evenly distribute those cookie crumbs into our dessert shooters. You're going to put 2 teaspoons into the bottom of each cup, and then just use the back of that teaspoon to gently tamp down the crust. Now let's make that pumpkin pie filling. You're going to need 16 ounces of softened cream cheese. Make sure you're using brick-style cream cheese and not the spreadable kind that comes in a tub, or these just won't set up properly. Add this to a large bowl, and you're also going to need 1 cup of pumpkin puree. Make sure you are using pumpkin puree and not pumpkin pie mix, because that has extra flavoring in it that you don't want for this recipe. Please note that you are not using the full can, you are just using 1 cup. You're going to have some extra, save it in your fridge. See my description for some other recipes that also don't use a full can of pumpkin puree. We'll be adding 2 tablespoons of firmly packed light brown sugar, and 2 teaspoons of pumpkin pie spice, and a teaspoon of vanilla extract. Now I'm going to be using an electric hand mixer to cream everything together until it's nice and smooth. We'll gradually add 2 cups of powdered sugar, and you'll want to make sure that you use your spatula to scrape the sides and bottom of the bowl so that everything is completely combined. Now set your hand mixer aside because we're going to want to be delicate with this next step. We are going to fold half of our whipped cream in with our pumpkin mixture. I'm just using a spatula because we want to be gentle and we don't want to deflate that cream cheese. But you do want to make sure that this is completely combined and nice and smooth. While you could spoon this mixture right into the shot glasses, to make everything look nice and neat, I like to pipe it in using a large piping bag and a round tip. I like to fill these most of the way full, just about to the brim. Now for the rest of your whipped cream, we're just going to be piping that on top. Again, you can just dollop it on top, but I like to use a piping bag fitted with a Wilton 2D tip just to pipe pretty little piles of frosting on top. Now for a final touch, if you'd like, you can dust a few extra cookie crumbs on top of each pumpkin pie shooter. The filling will be a little bit soft after you've just finished piping it, so for best results, I recommend chilling these in the refrigerator for at least several hours, just so the filling can thicken up a little bit and be a little bit more like a cheesecake consistency. Of course, I don't have the patience for that though, so I'm going to go ahead and dig in right now. That is how easy it is to make these super cute, super fun pumpkin pie cheesecake dessert shooters. What a name. I hope you guys enjoyed today's recipe, and if you tried this one out, please leave me a comment and let me know what you think. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. You guys know I'm not really a big pumpkin person, but I'm gonna give it a try anyway. Okay, it's good.